Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put in the back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Fight number 10, guys. Fight number 10. What's it gonna be? Well, if you hit the watch button, you already know what it's gonna be. So I don't really need to go into too much detail, but I always got to do. This fight comes from my good friend, Craig Simon, and this is a good fight. So let's get right into it. We have Shredder versus Ras Al Ghul. So we have the Foot versus the League of Assassins. Omato Yoshi versus the Demon Head. Let's get right into it. Omato Yoshi, the Shredder. One of the biggest villains in terms of the Turtles universe. When you think about the Ninja Turtles, what's the first villain that comes to your head? The Shredder. The Shredder. Hamato Yoshi. No, excuse me. Oroku Saki. Sorry. Why do I keep saying Hamato Yoshi? I'm sorry, guys. But yes, the Shredder. The leader of the Foot Clan, which is a ninja group in the Turtles universe. When you see the Shredder, instantly, you look at this guy and you're like, what the fuck is this guy? He just looks like a badass and looks like he can do some serious fucking damage to you if he was allowed to. This guy, what do I say that would make you not realize that this guy is a fucking you know. Well, let's run it down. All right. Well, he leads the Foot Clan. He is a master of numerous martial arts besides just ninjutsu. He is skilled at stealth. He's a master strategist. He can deceive anybody. I've seen him do it. He is master of stealth, as what you would figure somebody who's a master of, ninjutsu. He is always at peak condition. This guy can take on all four of the turtles at the same time, and at times even have the upper hand with them. He's also a genius in terms of his abilities. Shredder, but the thing about Shredder is, don't think you're just gonna face the Shredder in terms of, it's always almost like a big test to him. Before you get to face him, you got to go past the Foot Clan. That's how he tests you, and that's always the worst thing, because it's also kind of good strategy. Now, some people may say, well, that's a sucker move, Chris. Why don't he just fight, himself? And it kind of is, why, but then there are times it's like, yo, this dude is no joke. He's got spikes all over his armor. His gauntlets have, I believe, 6-inch or 7-inch blades on each. And he has always been the thorn in the Turtles' side and Splinter for the longest. The Shredder is no fucking joke. And if I saw him coming in a dark alley, I would want to be somewhere else. I'm not even going to joke about that. So let's move on to the challenger, and we're talking about Ras Al Ghul, or Ras Al Ghul, however you want to classify it, aka the Demon's Head, leader of the League of Assassins. Ras, let's just put it like this, guys. He's crazy. He wants to bring the Earth back to its infancy, where pretty much not too many humans were on here and population was bad. Given it, he has a very environmentalist act, but he does not mind the billions of people that would take to accomplish his goals. However, there's always the detective Batman there to be a thorn in the side and make sure that that shit don't happen. He is immortal. He's been around for years, about over 600 years. How is he able to do it? Well, we all should know he uses a pit called the Lazarus Pit, and they're all around the world. And he dips himself into the air, which lets him live for another century or so. And but the fact is, Ras also is a pretty good genius as well, tactical genius, just like Shredder. He has the League of Assassins that also helps him. His daughter is just as deadly. Well, I should say daughters. And he's just as deadly as well. He has centuries, years of experience because of the time, all the times he's been around. So that also plays a factor, his experience. But but Batman seems to be able to flaw his plan and defeat him. So it's not saying that he's unbeatable. It's just the fact that you gotta just play the game. And the game, pretty much, when you're facing the Demon Head or Ras Al Ghul or Ras Al Ghul, however you want to classify it, it's like playing a game of chess. You play the game to win. And that's how you win. You always got to think 2 steps ahead, because I promise you right now, Ras is always thinking 3 steps ahead of you. And if you don't stay up with him, he will capitalize and you will lose. Ras Al Ghul is a threat. Not just to Batman, he's a threat to the DC world. It's amazing that he's not more of a global villain or a DC villain in terms of he's coming in contact with other heroes. He's dangerous, guys. So, moving on to the battle. I would pay freaking money to see this fight go down. And you know what? It's kind of funny because I think about it. Could we actually get it in the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover? Could be. That's coming this November, maybe. But the fight would go on. I could see it. The Foot Clan versus the League of Assassins. Shredder versus Ras Al Ghul, all together. Or just one-on-one. After the Foot and League of Assassins deal with each other, I feel it'll come down to the leaders, and these 2 leaders will go at it, no question about it. And though both have faced and suffered defeat by the hands of their antagonists, this fight, man, you talk about tactical skills, you talk about experience, you talk about just overall abilities. It's not enough. And I don't want to play biased to just one character. So, ladies and gentlemen, Your boy is staying out of this fight. Gonna be neutral. But what say you guys? The Shredder or the Demon's Head? They shout. Show some love and respect to Simon, that is. And I will see you guys next time, as always, with some more fights for Villain Wars. What will be the next fight, you may ask? Well, fight number 11 is two powerhouse villains going at it. That's all you're going to get. I'm your host. Take care.